What's up, Pinewood families? Today is Tuesday, March 31st, the last day of March. And I got today's plan for your work and some reminders about Schoology and some other things coming up. So let's get right to it. First things first, math today, you'll be on page 172 and 27P. Remember that these are adjusted pages reflected in Schoology now that are a little bit different from the original paper plan that we gave you. You'll hear me talking less and less about that original paper plan, as this Friday was the last day that was even on that plan in general, which makes it all the more important that every student is on to Schoology. Today and tomorrow I'm going to be contacting or trying to contact every family that the student is not logged on to Schoology. I also can see that there's a few of you who have logged on to it once just to see or because Mr. Nitz said so. But this is going to be the daily platform that assignments and things that you need to watch and to do and to read are going to be on. So make sure that this is something that you are doing a daily check-in on. For example, I've got one or two students who on my analytics page it says they logged on one time last Wednesday, which is good to get you started, but they haven't looked there since. And so these YouTube videos for me, I think are great reminders about what to do. It's also good to just hear it straight from my voice. But you're going to need to be checking on there, especially once we start to get into new topics in April, that you're going to need more direction and more instruction on. So please be visiting warrenwoods.schoology.org. And I know that I probably have been saying that every day, but I just want to continue to push that website. I'm going to be using it, putting a lot of work into it to prepare lessons, to prepare assignments, to prepare readings and links. So that's where I want to make sure that we are connected to. So on page 172 and 27P, there are directions there in Schoology, as well as step-by-step to go through the math boxes. There are links to websites to do things like division and multiplication reminders. So go there to get extra help. You should be reading on Raz-Kids today. I know that it is easy to keep track with Hatchet because we've already been reading it together. We're all reading the same things, especially this week as you're getting ready to write about Hatchet. But it may be harder for some of you to commit to Raz-Kids because everybody's kind of on their own plan, doing their own thing. But please stay with your commitment. The report that I got yesterday, I get one every Monday, shows that only about half of you guys are reading on Raz-Kids and taking those quizzes. So you need to get on it. The best way to become a better reader is by reading more texts right at your right level. So I know that you're reading all different kinds of things throughout the day, just being at home, whether it be even as part of a game or whatever it is, but texts that are at your level, varying between fiction and nonfiction. Raz-Kids is set up to be right on your level. I want as much reading done there as possible. Honestly, you should be reading for about an hour a day, whether that's 2 30-minute sessions, 3 20-minute sessions, or an hour all at once. You should be reading for an hour a day. And today's plan is to read on Raz-Kids. Speaking of Hatchet and your writing, today you're going to continue your work on your graphic organizer for your literary essay. I explained a little bit in the video yesterday about what a literary essay is. It basically means taking a theme or a big idea about life and showing how that is applied to a book. So yesterday we went through possible themes. Each student was supposed to pick one of those themes or one of their own that was a big idea in the book. For example, one student yesterday was talking to me about taking the self-reliant idea, and that for the first time in his life, Brian had nobody else, and he had to rely on himself. So that was the thesis statement that they were going to make, that as you get older, you have to learn to rely on yourself. That was a statement that could be true for that fifth grader who said it, for Brian in the book, and really for anyone. And so that's the idea of what a theme or a thesis statement is. Remember that a literary essay is not a book report. It's not you writing about every single thing that happened in the book. It doesn't necessarily even explain characters or setting like our Five Finger Retell did last week. But it's that big idea, that thesis statement that you're going to be writing about. The graphic organizer needs to be followed, and today's task is actually to fill that out. In order to fit it on one page, I kept the font pretty small, and I know that the lines are a little squished together. So I anticipate that some of you will not be able to fit it on the front of that paper unless you write really small. And so you may need to use the back, or for some of you, it may be even better to just use a lined piece of paper over on the side. But that graphic organizer will help you build your paper sentence by sentence. And you can see that each one has a prompt or a beginning of a sentence that will get you started with phrases like early in the text. And this is where you add in the part from the beginning of the story that proves your point. Remember, your goal is not to retell what happened in the story, but to prove your thesis statement is true with evidence from the text. After you drop that evidence from the text, remember, we don't fact bomb. Fact bomb is our nickname for when you just say something and then leave it there, but you analyze it. You follow it up and tell them, why did you just share that with us? Why did you tell that stuff? What does it matter? Who cares? So that writing graphic organizer is your task for today. In social studies, we're going to hammer out 4 videos today, episodes 16, 17, 18, 19. And those are all Liberty's Kids episodes. Continue to watching those as the war develops. I had a few more questions about spy files. And part of it is because many of you were absent on that last Friday when we talked about spy files. Remember that spy files are nothing fancy. It does not, you don't need a special notebook. You don't need anything special, just paper and pencil, but you are taking notes on the Americans who were rebelling against the King of England. And so as a British spy, that was kind of like our play on words, like a 008 agent. Instead of 007 James Bond, you're 008, and you are taking notes on the people who were rebelling against the king, the people that now we know are called patriots. What their name is, what their location is, in other words, what colony or city did they come from, what they were doing that was fighting against the king, some of their friendships or known associates that they would be working with, all those kinds of things. You can even sketch a little picture of them if you want to, but take those spy files as you're watching Liberty's Kids episodes. Just leave your notebook open. As soon as you hear about somebody, pause it. Maybe if you need to rewind it, this is actually a huge benefit for you. Normally in our class, we don't pause and rewind the video, so you'll be able to do that at home if you missed something about one of the people in your spy files. In science, continuing to watch those mystery science videos is important. The one for today is loaded into Schoology, so you'll have to go there to check out which one you should be doing next. And that's it. Math, science, social studies, reading, and writing. Yeah, that's it for today. I think that tonight I'm going to be scheduling another Zoom. So let's plan on somewhere around 8 o'clock tonight for that Zoom. I'm going to send out a remind, but if you're watching this video, you can see that tonight at 8 o'clock will be the Zoom. And I think I'm going to try to figure out how to get a Kahoot going on Zoom. So I'll have my laptop next to my desktop showing that screen that has the Kahoot questions on it and who is leading and all that good stuff. So tonight, 8 o'clock, be ready for a Zoom. And if you were not on it last time, we'd love to have you join us. I think there were about 15 people from Mr. Nitz's homeroom and an additional 5 from Mrs. Clark's class. Actually, I'd love to set a challenge out to you. If you were on the Zoom last time, can you contact 2 or 3 people who weren't on the Zoom? Maybe one of your friends that you now realize, they could have been on that Zoom. That would be an easy way for them to be invited, besides just this YouTube video, to get onto Zoom tonight. You can even teach them how to download the app if they don't have it yet. It can be an icon that's right on your computer screen or tablet screen, or it can be an app downloaded to a phone or a tablet. So see you tonight at the Zoom, 8 o'clock, and have your extra device like a phone or a tablet ready to take your Kahoot quiz. As always, students, take charge. Be in charge of yourself. I've been hearing from a lot of parents about having a hard time getting their kids to do their work, and I hope that's not the case in our Pinewood families. And we always need somebody to encourage us and to keep us going. But students, I'm trusting you to be the one who is working hard. The one who's making the decision of, I want to be done with all my work by 3 o'clock, even by the time dad gets home or mom gets home. Some of you who are home alone or with brothers or sisters, be in charge. Get that work done. Remember, we've said that on most days, this is only around 2 hours worth of work, including an hour of reading. So it's like 1 hour worth of work plus 1 hour worth of reading. So let's keep up the good work, and I will see you tonight on Zoom.